is possible. That means that even this matchup before us can go the distance.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything can happen. As we are going to be having Spatz starting out for Berserker eSports here. And he's going to be going up against Creator.
Oh.
Why do they do him so dirty, man? Creator's so good.
It's so, like, he's not C. He's not a C tier
mean.
player. It's actually cruel. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Creator is one of the best Protoss players in the entire world right now. He is so damn good at the game. But apparently he's only one rank above Spatz. Apparently.
Maybe they just asked Oliveira, is Protoss OP? And Oliveira said yes. And they're like, okay, that's all we need to hear. And just all the Protoss players just like super low.
There you go, mate. There you go. Shaking my head, shaking my head. Well, with that, we do have our PvP before us, and this is going to be an interesting one because Spatz is the ace player of Berserker eSports for a reason. He has been doing quite well for himself, especially in these PvPs. He has a very unique style to him. So even though I wouldn't say he's the favorite, I would say that he has a chance here to maybe take a game, maybe pull a bit of a team GP maneuver here against Creator.
All right, you're calling it early here. I think Creator 2-0.
Oh, all right.
I also going to be angry. He's going to show what he's made of. The other thing as well to think about with Creator is I feel like it's been enough time that I can spoil this. I don't think his GSL games are that recent. He is, of course, not preparing for anything else much at the moment, so I think he does have his full attention on this game. Unlike some of the European players, the Korean players don't have an ESL on now. They just have GSL, which most of them are out of now.
Yeah, only the Terrans play in GSL, but we already knew that, to be fair. And yeah, we'll see how Creator can kind of perform here. We'll see how a lot of the Koreans can perform now that they can focus on WTL, and I'm sure that is going to be their main focus. You know, that's kind of what all the Chinese teams and even Korean teams are focusing on. This is kind of like the new pro league, so it does make sense that they would be taking this seriously, and that's going to make it that all the more harder here for some of these other teams to cause these upsets.
You know, passing thought, just because I have thoughts and I just can't not say them.
Yeah.
We're talking about Home Story Cup before, during the break, and I just randomly remembered that I did see a Home Story Cup at some point, and I also remember Iron Squid. That's like the one tournament that I watched like way back when I was watching StarCraft in high school. What was Iron Squid? It's such a cool name for a tournament.
It's been a long time. Iron Squid, if I'm not mistaken, Kura can correct me, but I believe Ollie admin wasn't she? I know she was a part of Lone Star Clash. Was she a part of Iron Squid as well? Way back in the day. Is this like Wings of Liberty era of StarCraft?
I think so. It was definitely a while ago. This is when I watched StarCraft a little bit back in the day.
Yeah, I'm checking. This is 2012. 2012 was the first Iron Squid.
I remember watching, I think, Asia and The Muslim were my favorite Terrans to watch at the time.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, this was wild. Unfortunately, we never got too many of these. Iron Squid wasn't like a long series of tournaments, from my understanding. It was like a couple of them.
Oh, and there was Stefano. I remember watching Stefano and being like, "Wow, he's so good." And he's got big fluffy hair.
Yeah, he was like the best foreigner back then. He was the Cyril of the day. It was crazy.
Man, look at some of these names. They've got DRG, MMA, MVP, Nesty, Parting, MC, Marine King.
Yeah. Oh. Can you imagine going back here to 2012 and telling Leonok that he'd be an AoE, an AoE player? You're gonna be one of the best, Spatz, one of the best. Yeah, it's a blast from the past. I can see Violet as well, Liquid Hero,
Creator.
Creator was there back in the day as well. Yeah. I was back when he was on Prime, a long time ago, and oh boy, it just goes to show how long these players have been competing for. Creator has been competing in StarCraft 2 for over 10 years.
And
here
here
is
is his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner for Berserker, Spatz.
As one in the top right-hand corner of altitude for Team ABYDOS, it is Creator.
I also remember Home Story Cup had these ads for a chair company called Need
Yep.
for Seat, and I thought that
Yeah.
was the funniest thing in the world. I don't know why, I just thought that was so funny.
I'm pretty sure they're still sponsored by them. Actually, Need for Seat. Like, I think that's still a thing.
It's just like the funniest. It's the most German name ever for like a chair company. They're like, what do we call our like a thing that sells seats? Need for Seat. It's like, oh, okay. I guess that works.
Do you think they could get sued by Need for Speed? Is that a thing?
By Fast and Furious. Man, we gotta watch the new one.
True, there's like 10 Fast, 10 Furious or something, right? What is it?
I don't know what it's called. I've just seen some ads for it and it looks so dumb.
Oh yeah. we next time I go to Melbourne, we're gonna get drunk one night and we're gonna do like a Fast and Furious marathon or something.
Okay.
You know? Spend
We're gonna get Fast and Furious.
Why do you say these things, Asher? What's
I wonder if you know how they do in Melbourne.
oh, excuse me? What does that mean?
It's
Do you like
Fast and Furious song? I wonder how they do in Tokyo.
Okay.
The banger. Fast and Furious.
True. Oh my god. I used to listen to that all the time in high school. I was like
Yeah.
2007. Jesus. Oh.
Okay, well, we do have Spatz going for the 1-gate expand, as is pretty common on these ramp maps, and especially a map so big. I think it's very, very normal to see a gate expand on altitude. Creator being super annoying going for the block, and he's actually playing 2-gate himself. So I think Creator going for a bit of a skill check here. He's going to be the one that's looking to put some pressure on.
Yeah, Creator looking to be a little bit aggressive here with that 2-gate opener. Meanwhile, we do see Spatz, because he did get delayed, he did throw down a very fast Stargate. As a result, he did focus on his tech. Meanwhile, is Creator going to be setting up a proxy pylon? Is he going to double down on his aggression? It looks like he's not. It looks like he has saved up enough for that Nexus.
Yeah, okay. So he is just going to be playing very safe and very standard, despite the fact that Spatz here is going for a gate expand. So it feels like he's putting himself just slightly behind here.
Well, in a way, right? Because technically Creator does have a faster Nexus than his opponent.
It's so weird.
So Creator is gonna have a bit of an economic lead. Meanwhile, there we go. Spatz isn't going for a 1-base all in. He does throw down his own Nexus. Ooh, he takes down a Stalker, but he takes quite a lot of hits on that Oracle already.
Yeah, I don't know if that's necessarily worth it, because now he's going to have a harder time defending the Adepts, and I think more importantly as well, he doesn't get to go across the map, so he's not going to be getting the scouting he needs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's aware of the faster Nexus timing here from Creator. Like, Spatz has very limited information of what Creator is up to as the Adept slips into the main base, gets a full scout as well. Just confirmation of Spatz going for his follow-up.
Yeah, that's right. And the other thing as well is he doesn't know the Creator's going for Blink yet.
Yeah, Blink is already on the horizon. There's going to be quite a big window here where Creator has Blink and Spatz does not. Ooh, and I do worry for him as a result. Finally, he has dealt with the aggression. Finally, he can move out across the map. But it's going to take quite a while to get there.
Hey, you said it. Crazy map. But you know, they're doing the TLMC judging now.
Yeah, I saw Mix. He made a video.
Oh, I haven't watched the video yet. I'm kind of scared because I think I just don't want to know. I don't want to see the maps. It's just going to upset me.
Well, you've already seen them. Like a bunch of the maps that are being judged are
Yeah,
the
that
maps
did
that we.
upset me.
What do you mean, Poppy? What
Except
do
for
you
one or
know?
two. There were one or two that were really
Yeah,
cool. But
the
every
Terran
time I
map.
get invested in a map, it doesn't get through and I just get upset. I really, really liked Oblivion, that one that they had in the GSL that was like
yeah,
dark
yeah,
on one side and light on the
yeah,
other side.
yeah.
And they just
Oblivion
never
was sick.
included it. And it was like I hated that. I thought it was such a cool map.
Yeah, I understand you.
And Iliad.
I, you
I just want all of Maris's maps to get through. I just love Maris maps, actually.
I hear what you're saying. You don't wanna fall in love. You don't want to get your heart broken, right? Like
No.
you don't want to lose something, and you don't want to experience it as a result. And you know what, Asher? That's not living. That's a
Playing
Terran
Terran.
mindset. Yeah,
Yeah, literally.
that is a
As
Terran mindset, Asher.
creator, there
Yeah.
was some beautiful focus fire, catches that Oracle right on the edge of the range as Blink finishes up. So he is going to be taking that one down behind this, taking his own third. And Spatz here is going for DTs. Oh, he loses the second Oracle too. So Spatz, he really needs these DTs to get damage, but there's an observer out already.
Yeah, the observer's already out here in between the bases. Even though Spatz did go for a fast dark shrine, the likelihood of it dealing damage is that much lower as a result, and there's so much pressure on him to do so. Meanwhile, both players are backing up. They're both taking third bases. Have we even warped in some DTs? I'm not too sure if we even have. Oh,
All right, the first DT is being warped in. I do have to jump back to that point a little bit light with you saying that avoiding life, mate. You don't leave your house. Come on.
yeah.
Who's doing that?
Shaking my head, puppy. Shaking my head. This is my life, right? StarCraft is life, okay? It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to go outside to enjoy it. Don't worry about it.
In
Don't
fact,
worry.
it makes it worse if you go outside.
It's true. Never again.
Like one of those kids on the playground with a Game Boy and like the sun glaring on the screen is like pissing you off.
That was the worst back in the day, okay? Like the Game Boy Colors did not have a backlight, all right? Like it's just what can you do?
Yeah, you just couldn't see the screen at all, right?
Yeah, you have to like cover it. You have to with your hand just so you can play some goddamn Pokemon.
You're just like underneath your hoodie trying to play Pokemon.
We've all been there, okay? We've all been there.
Did
you have a Game Boy Color?
No, I didn't have any handheld.
Your handhelds? What'd you do with your hand?
I had caught and threw like various balls. I held cricket bats, puppy.
Oh, beat me. That's getting into this game. Blink is on the way, Poppy.
Oh, that's DT Blink. Yeah, DT Blink on the way, charge on the way as well. Meanwhile, for Creator going up into that +2, he has a DT shrine of his own as well. And this is I always feel like in PvP, it's the second DT shrine, the player that goes for it second, that often does the most damage.
Yeah. Exactly, because you just don't expect the reverse card. You don't really expect your opponent to whip out or come out with those invisible units, with those invisible men. But for the time being, there we go. DT's coming out from both players right now. What is the detection going to be looking like here from Spatz? Creator is already getting cannons up and running.
Yeah, I mean, to Spatz's credit, he's really hanging in there, making a great game of this. He didn't overcommit to the DT attack either, and he is going to be pushing Creator back here as well with the Stalkers, so he's doing a great job so far.
Yeah, so far he has been able to go toe-to-toe with those Stalkers, but at the same time, here we go, the DTs, they come in. No cannons, no shield batteries. The mineral line is just evaporating, and do we have detection?
Yeah, it is a massacre. Meanwhile, Creator dropping DTs into the natural as well, and he is just using his speed to his advantage now. He puts a DT in every base, and he is dealing with his own DTs across the map that Spatz has sent in. So Creator just making everything happen all at once. 30 probes going down just like that. He is just pulling Spatz apart.
Just like that, the mineral line in the main, natural, and third base evaporate in the blink of an eye. Speaking of, we do see both Blink Stalkers battle it out, and Spatz is winning that fight, winning on that front, but not everywhere else.
Yeah, the Blinkstalkers of Creator are going to be pushed back, but Spatz has been reduced to less than half the probes that Creator has, so he has to make something happen with these Stalkers right now. As soon as he's cleaned up these DTs, I think he's just got to send it straight across the map, and meanwhile we do have Creator. He has the batteries prepared, he's getting those extra gateways as well as a cannon, and yeah, okay, Spatz has had enough here. GG is called.
GG's Creator, he just forces the all-in, but Spatz recognizes that because we're on altitude, it takes too long. He doesn't have enough, and he does tap out in the end. Creator takes game 1.
Yeah, going to be saving the legs of those Zealots for the next game. Doesn't want them to get too tired here, as he will be getting his map choice for map 2.
Oh, exactly. And for the most part, Spatz was keeping up. You know, you mentioned it yourself, like he was doing quite a good job overall here against Creator. The downside was that, again, he just was not ready for the DTs of his opponent. It's just so unlikely for you to be facing that when you do open up faster DTs yourself, right? Like, it's just such like an unexpected situation to find yourself in.
Yeah, I mean, Creator really just showed off his multitasking in that moment. He was just sending the DTs everywhere, and it wasn't like he was just queuing them up. He was being very active with it, picking them up in warp prisms, bringing them to this base and that base, just spreading them all over the place, and meanwhile defending back at home. So it feels like Creator got himself into the situation where he could just be faster, be in more places at once than his opponent, and that's just a really clever way to play it when you have what feels like an advantage there.
Oh yeah, it really does. It really does. Like, that's kind of where Creator can excel at times, and that's what, you know, sets the C tier players apart from the D tier players. Apparently. shaking my head. But yeah, Creator looking really good with his multitasking, with his multi-prong aggression. Meanwhile, Spatz wants to try to turn it around on Gresvan.
Yeah, okay, so we are going to be having another big map here. And what do you think's the way that Spatz can look to win here? I feel like playing that more drawn-out macro game, especially after how that one went, is going to be a bit of a scary prospect. I would really like to see him go for something a bit more cheesy. And when I think EU Protoss and cheese, I think Proxy Robo.
For good reason. We have seen a lot of European Protoss players proxy Robo. It does seem to be a very trendy thing to do. Do we want to cheese out Creator? That's a good question. Do I want to get behind that? Yeah, why not? Let's go, Bobby. Let's go.
We're rooting for the desk smashers. Here he is in the bottom right-hand corner for Berserker. It is Spatz.
And then top left-hand corner of Gresvan, we have his opponent for ABYDOS. It is Creator. Boy, here we go. We are going to be loading into a map that does lack a ramp at the natural base, so we do see both of our players should be setting up for 2 gate openers. Maybe this is another thing that comes into play here. Spatz wants to make sure that they're a little bit more on even footing and maybe more of a predictable opener here into the start of the game.
Yeah, definitely. I think without that natural round, with such an open natural as well, it would be pretty crazy to go for a gate expand here.
It really would be. There's no max faxes here, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. So we're going to be seeing some more straight up mirrored builds. Both players are going to be going for 2 gates, as to be expected. But where do we divert from here? We can see one of our players be a little bit more aggressive. We do see a bit of a proxy being set up. Our favorite game! The 2 units, Poppy, the 2 units.
Oh, true. Double Adept for Creator, Stalker Sentry for Spatz.
All right, I'm going to agree. I'm going to double down on the double Adept for Creator. I'm going to say double Stalker from Spatz.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that probably makes more sense.
I want him to have like a harness, Papi. I want him to be out on the map, but we'll see where we end up. There's also a chance that Creator could be a little bit more defensive, but oh my god, that wasn't even on this. Okay. You see the Zealot Stalker from Creator? I was in shock, Papi. I was in shock.
He's just messing with us.
Like, that was not an option. That was no. What happened? But no, Spatz wants to double down on the aggression, and he wants to be the player to open up with the Adepts.
Yeah, okay. Spatz going double adept here. I think this is most likely going to be going into a Stargate, maybe Oracles as well. Meanwhile, for Creator, he's going to be going for the more standard setup, going for the Stalkers and Sentries, which he did actually do last game as well. And it felt like he just was pretty content to play more of a straightforward, calm game there.
Yeah, exactly. Creator, he just wants to make sure he is safe and secure with his opener, doesn't want to risk anything as he is the favorite player, doesn't want to get caught out cheesing or caught out by cheese or anything like that. As Creator is forced to delay his Nexus because of the
Oh,
pylon block, and he does go for the Twilight Council. Oh,
oh, and this Sentry is in a horror movie running away from the Adepts. The Adepts get the Sentry, so that's already a really nice pick-off. I think two Adepts for a Sentry and a Probe. Actually, not even that bad.
yeah, exactly. Getting a sentry is so worth it here for a Protoss player. It does deny a lot of scouting, does deny a lot of utility that the sentry would otherwise have, and does force Creator to rebuild it as here we go. Spatz sets up a proxy pylon out on the map.
Yeah, going for that proxy creator, fortunately for him, did have the presence of mind before that Sentry went down to get the hallucination out. So he scouts the Stargate, he scouts the Nexus timing as well.
He does spot the Nexus on the way here from his opponent. Meanwhile, the Stalkers are pushing on forward, and it looks like Creator is winning out on the micro battles here, but with the defender's advantage, it looks like Spatz should have enough to fend this off. Oof.
Yeah, looks like that is going to be the case. And our creator actually going to pay for it, losing one of these Stalkers. But behind this, we do see Spatz going to be going up into that Oracle. So it is going to be the Adepts and the Oracle. So I kind of wonder what this proxy is going to be for. Do you think he proxies a DT shrine out here?
I would not be opposed to that. You know, the pylon has now finished up, but it looks like we're actually warping in aggressively across the map. We have our two adepts here just to try and shade into the main, but it looks like, oh, the wall's not a wall!
Oh. Oh, and they get on top of the Sentry, but the Sentry, it does have access to the shield battery, so it's going to be okay here.
Yeah, Sentry will survive. We do get one probe, but only a singular probe here for Spatz. Creator is able to defend. Meanwhile, his Stalker, did he scout? No, he did not find the pylon. Not yet.
Oh, he's getting so close to it. It feels like he does suspect that something is up, but he's actually sort of just creating an outline around this pylon here. He doesn't see it at all. And behind this, we still don't really see anything being committed to. Okay, there we go. He does catch that pylon.
Pylon is going to be going down, so now aggressively warping in across the map is going to be that much more difficult for Spatz to pull off, as he doesn't instead throw down a third Nexus.
Yeah, okay, so Spatz is going to be ahead on the Nexus at least.
Yeah, he's going to have that economic lead behind this. So Creator is going to be throwing down some more tech. We have a Robo on the way. With that, we can start pumping out not just Immortals, but we can even go into a Prism so we can warp in aggressively across the map and be that much more aggressive overall.
Yeah, okay, he does throw down his own Nexus as well behind this.
Yeah, he really does. Creator just going to be pushing in towards the third base. Just going to be forcing some control here. It looks like Creator does have the Stalker lead, and he also has Blink.
Yeah, and he is going to be absolutely trying to abuse this as much as he can to get trades with the Stalkers of Spatz. Spatz actually in a really awkward position here where he is going to be losing out on some probes, losing out Pylon on the third. Might even have that third under threat a little bit here. And Creator, he's sitting this hallucination here so he can blink into the main. And there we go. That's exactly what he's going to be doing. And he can hold this ramp now.
Wow, yeah, he was waiting for the army to reveal itself. Does get a cancel on one of those gateways. Can blink even back down to the low ground as well. And Spatz still doesn't have blink. He can't keep up with the maneuverability of Creator.
And Creator's playing games with Spatz right now. And Spatz, he's going to be forced to try to take this fight. But I think he's gone too late. This Nexus is going to go down.
Yeah, it will 100% go down. Spatz with a faster Nexus is not going to be able to make use of it. It will get picked off.
Wow, and that is huge for Creator. He has a massive lead now, and a player as strong as Creator, you have to be favoring him to be able to ride this one out.
Yeah, you really do. Like, what advantage does Spatz have right now? He now has Blink just like his opponent, but he's down a base. He's down in tech. I love as well that Creator, after killing that third base, he's starting Immortal production. He is expecting a counterattack, and when it arrives, he's going to have a stronger army.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, Spatz, when behind, Dark Shrine is going to be going for that. Throws down a Stasis Trap as well, but Creator does spot that one out. Meanwhile, we do have that Proxy Pylon being re-established for Spatz, so he's going to have access to close war pins at least, which is going to help him put the pressure on here. But as you were saying, once that Immortal comes out, I find it hard to see these Stalkers doing too much more.
Exactly, and as you say that the Immortal does arrive here on the front lines at the third base, we do have a shield battery as well. We have an overcharge, we have some sentries, we have some force fields, guardian shield. Like, we have so much available here for Creator. Spatz, though, he has to double down. He's going two base all in. He has not rebuilt his third.
Yeah, he has not at all. He's fully committing to this, spending all of his money here on Stalker Warpins.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a Dark Shrine on the way behind this as well, so maybe gonna try and go for a bit of a cheeky win. Maybe try and go for the economy of Creator if possible. I don't believe Creator has an observer with his main army.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he's been spending that robo build time on the Immortals here, so this could catch him off guard, especially if Spatz syncs it up with an attack and Creator's busy microing against the Stalkers and they slip into the natural, slip into the main. We could have a pretty similar situation to the attack that Creator himself set up.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential here for Spatz. It is his one way in. Meanwhile, he's going to dive on top of the first Immortal. The Immortal is going to be going down. There's only one remaining. He's really committing to this, and he does have the Stalker lead.
Yeah, one Immortal snipe down here, and that could be interesting as well if Creator chooses to rebuild this Immortal, but Creator actually throwing down some cannons. Maybe he senses something's a little bit off, that there's some gas missing here.
Yeah, it's possible he went for a hallucinated scout as well. We do see him trying to push on forward. He has rebuilt the Immortal that he lost. Meanwhile, Spatz, his Dark Shrine has been done for quite some time, but no, he doesn't go for it. GG gets called, and Creator takes the 2-0.
GG finds no opening there in the army of Creator. GG is going to be called, and we go on to Mixu versus Cure here. So that is the end of the PvP. ABYDOS taking a pretty comfortable 2-0 lead.
Oh yeah, and Creator, he's such an emotional player. Oh, you love to see it, Papi. You love to see it.
He kind of is, though.
He is. That's why I'm saying it. Oh god, to here today, maybe taking a more easier 2-0 here. Spatz put up quite a fight, especially in game number 1, but Creator just really flexing his skills, flexing his his game sense, his maneuverability. It was an insane game.
Yeah, I was impressed with Spatz, but Creator's just a little bit too sharp here.
Yeah, just a little bit. But here we go. We do have our second matchup getting ready before us. We have our Finnish Zerg player, not Cyril, Mixu.
Okay, so it is going to be Mixu coming in. Mixu, a Zerg player that does play things very standard, very proper. And here we go. We have Cure here getting the respect here. I think those numbers have been bumped up ever so slightly.
100%. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw Cure, he wasn't an A-tier player. And if that is true, we're gonna need some confirmation on this. We'll check the VODs. If that's true, shout out to the WTL admins for actually updating their scores.
Yeah, I mean, props to them for keeping an eye on what's been going on here, because Cure has been in tremendous form lately.
He really has been. He is a cut above the rest, and it's been really great to see him finally flourish. It feels like for a long time he's been in the middle of the pack amongst the Korean Terrans, always in the shadow of your Bjorns, of your Marus, your Innovations, your TYs, even your Gumihos at times. So it's great to see Cure really just blossoming in the game. What he's up against, the European Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, as you were saying, Cure really, he has been, I feel like he's always been at this level as well. I mean, he won that GSL about a year ago as well. But in the last couple months, he's just looked another level. As you were saying, even threatening that spot of Beyond, which he does sort of do from time to time, but it's saying a lot more considering how good Beyond has been lately. Cure is looking like the absolute gold standard in TVP. His TVZ I haven't seen as much of.
Yeah, I've been seeing him go toe-to-toe with Dark and struggle a little bit against Dark, to be fair. Like, they've had some pretty intense TVZs, to be honest. It's been crazy to see them go back and forth. But I haven't seen a lot from Mixu recently. The last I've heard from him, he did, of course, famously sleep with Vindicta at DreamHack Atlanta. I was bring that up. I don't know why. But yeah.
I don't know why either.
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Oh god, but yeah, we'll see what he can bring to the table here against Cure. We'll see how he can maybe try to slip him up, because as you're saying, Cure is but heavily the favorite, maybe even an S tier player. Mixu is going to come in prepared.
Yeah, they're giving Kia the proper respect here. I mean, we did see Mixu last week against. Okay, we saw him against Cham, where he did look promising. He didn't quite get it done. He did take that 2-0, but he was looking very solid. I feel like every time I watch Mixu, I do feel like he does play very solid. There's no like any particular thing that you can point out that is doing badly or anything at all. It all looks pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. He's quite a solid player all around. Nothing too fancy, not never
Mm.
too aggressive either. Which can work to
Yeah,
his advantage or disadvantage, right? Like I think he's a
yeah.
bit more of a predictable player.
Yeah, that is something that is sometimes for a lot of the up and coming European players, it can be something that's a bit of a gripe that um, a lot of players in this region sometimes will play things a little bit too safely, lack a bit of ambition with their play, and I think that is definitely a criticism that could be leveled toward Mixu. But I'm hoping to see something different this time.
Oh yeah, I am hoping for that as well. I know Berserker eSports, they're putting a lot of effort right now into their matches because they did barely squeeze into the WTL, and now that they're here, they want to make the most out of it. And I want to believe that players like Mixu, players like Spatz have been preparing all week for their opponents, for their matches, and yeah, the ZVT against Cure, you can be aggressive in ZVT. You can go for these offbeat roach timings, these roach all-ins as well. Open up with a pull first, try to slip up and try to create a little bit of chaos here and get into the head of Cure.
Yeah, and the man with that task in the top left-hand corner here, it is Berserker's Mixu.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Grass Farm, we have his opponent, the South Korean Terran player representing Team ABYDOS. It is Cure. Oh, let's go. We've been here before. Am I crazy? I think
They
we
look like they're in the same house, next to like rooms next to each other.
they are, Puppy. They are. They're yeah, as soon as one wins, they're gonna go into the other's room. Oh. Oh no.
Push him over, call him a nerd.
But actually, I don't remember if I was casting with you before or if it was with Yaku, but have you noticed
Mix's kitchen.
both? I was gonna bring up Mixu's kitchen, but also Cure has a camera this time, like a proper camera.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you told me that he was using his phone before, I'd believe you. I can't really remember it super well.
The last time we casted Cure in WTL, he had his like
Oh,
contrast up to like 11. It
yeah,
was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. He had
Yeah.
he was AI generated.
Yeah. It was like we were seeing like the heat signatures like in his face, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on, whether that was a phone or something else, but now we're back to normal.
I mean, he's not playing like a robot today.
Maybe. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Has the AI become sentient?
Who knows? As here we go, Mixu is going to be prevented at least at first from getting that third down.
Yeah, the third is going to be delayed a little bit here by Cure's SCV. The Reaper is zooming across the map, as I believe we have a forced gas geyser being taken as well. So Cure doing a great job at being a little bit annoying here. Mixu should hopefully be able to get his third up shortly, as he is forced to delay it for quite some time.
Oh, a drone goes down. Two drones go down.
Uh,
Oh no, the SCV got the drone that was
uh,
making the extractor over here. This is disaster. Two drones going down is almost game ending. Oh, and we might lose the tumor as well. Looks like he's instead going to be going for the drone, but oh my god, the drone's being blocked again. This is just so rough here for Mixu.
This is a brutal start to the game here. Mixu will eventually get his third up and running, but he loses a link towards the end as well. This is so much damage for one Reaper, a Reaper that is still alive.
Man, Q's a mean guy. He's skill checking here.
He is like Bjorn. He's
Oh, he's going to get this tumor as well.
Oh god, he's looking to dive on in, and it looks like oh he will get the tumor. Oh.
Okay, so two drones, a tumor, and a massive delay on the third. This is about as bad as things can go in the ZBT early game. So,
Mhm.
what's Mixu going to be able to do to try to get himself back into this one?
I want to see because I've been here before. And I don't know the answer to it, Papa. The answer is we smudge. As the Reaper goes in for a into the main base, gets a full scout as well. Make sure that there are no roach warrens or additional gas geysers or lair. Make sure that his opponent wasn't going for a two base like aggressive all in as a follow up. So yeah, beautifully done here by Cure.
Yeah, certainly. And Q's just going to be playing things a little bit safe, keeping these Hellions back at home. He's going for a Viking lib opener behind this as well. He might want to show the Viking if he can soon, just to make it look like some of the other builds that he might play that open up with the Viking. But at least for now, it's just going to be a very standard build.
Yeah, exactly. No Banshee, the Viking lib instead designed to, do some harassing damage, multi-pronged aggression, pull apart the defenses of Mixu, and we've already seen Mixu fall apart at the seams a little bit. We've already seen that Cure's multitasking and control is insane.
Yeah, exactly. The lib in the hand of a really good player can be very annoying to deal with. We are going to be seeing one Viking go, one Overlord go down at least, which is going to supply block Mixu here too.
Yeah, the supply block is real, and it's going to take a while to really come out of that. We do see a lair being thrown down at a reasonable hour here for Mixu. He's going for his Evo chamber. Back at home, everything is looking quite normal. It's just a little bit delayed just because of that early game, and Cure is not going to be slowing down. He's setting up for his Hellions for his lib.
Yeah, Kyoto's going to be putting this pressure on with the Hellions. Really wants to slow this creep down. He's going to be going deep with these Hellions. Does actually poke in towards the natural and gets a little bit of a scout on the gases. Sees some links, so he's not going to be committing to the dive.
Yeah, if the Lings were not there, he would have gone for a meal. No, God, meanwhile, Mixu, with a bit of a misclick, does take down one of his own tumors. Not the biggest of deals, but again, maybe a little bit of nerves coming in as the Liberator does rock up in the main base and, ooh, almost gets a Queen.
Yeah, the Queen going to be taking a little bit of damage here. Liberator should be going down here. Meanwhile, the Hellion is taking some really nice trades with the Links. They actually take out all the Links, so this drone line's in a lot of trouble now. Oh,
yeah, the Hellions,
beautiful defense.
Oh, they dive on in, but the Evo chamber gets thrown down in time. Mixu, his mineral line will not be roasted. Not tonight.
Yeah, the Evo chamber, and then the line of queens. That was beautiful by Mixu. That was really nice.
There we go. So he's not going to take this lying down. He is looking to fight back, minimize his losses, force Cure back. And behind this, we have a pretty standard setup as well. We have additional Raxes on the way, 1-1. Medivacs as well. Once they come out, Cure can start being a little bit more active on the map.
Okay, we are seeing 1-1. We got that Baneling nest going down as well. It's going to be a pretty early Overlord speed. I suppose he just wants to get a little bit of scouting happening, despite the Vikings still being out on the map.
Yeah. Interesting upgrade here from Mixu. Part of me hopes and wishes that he's going to set up some Dropper Lords, and maybe that's going to be a cheeky way to do some counter damage here to Cure, but we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that production tab.
Meanwhile, this is one of the advantages of the Viking lib build as well, as you do get an earlier double drop here. So Cure is going to be coming out on the map with the double drop with the Hellions, hitting at a very crisp 7-minute timing.
Yeah, here we go. The Marines are still on board. They're looking to get on top of these Banelings, and without the Banelings, we can't defend.
Yeah, he finds the Banelings, and if he can take these all out, that might just be GG right here.
Oh my god, it looks like the Queens come here just in time. The Banelings will finish up. 5 of them in total, and Mixu will hold.
Yeah, Mixu will hold only just, but Cure's still in a fantastic position here, and he is going to be looking to continue to put the pressure on.
Yeah, exactly. He's looking to reinforce as soon as he can. He's going to be rotating over towards the southern side of the map instead, just clearing up even more of that creep. Meanwhile, it looks like, we are going to be able to get a kill on that depot. Let's go.
Yeah, so Mixu draws blood at least.
There we go. Does take down the depot of Cure. Meanwhile, he's going to be pushing on forward here with a couple of Hellbats. There are so many Banelings in position at the same time. A bit of a Ling Rumbai goes into the natural. Yeah,
Ling Rumbai is going to be running in. Doesn't really find any damage. So Mixu, at this point, unfortunately, just kind of throwing away these Lings. He is looking to just distract Cure on 2 fronts here, but Cure just a bit too good for that.
Yeah, exactly. Punishes Mixu for pushing off of creep like that. A Queen goes down. A couple of additional Lings do get taken out as well. So Cure just dancing so well with his Marines, dancing with the army of Mixu. And that creep is receding towards the bases.
Like, this is the next step. This is how you get GM. You go from, he's not looking, to, I'm going to make this distraction, and now he's not looking.
That's the next step, Papi. But what if it
It
doesn't
is.
work? Uh,
Well, it always works. What do
uh,
you mean? There's no answer. That's as far as it goes.
uh, Smooch. As here we
That
go.
chat
We see
Imba.
Kieran diving on 40 onto the space. We do see a bit of a wraparound though. The Bailey's are coming in from behind.
Yeah, but the wraparound, all it's really going to be doing is eating these mine shots here. Mixu does find and get rid of the last one. And oh, he's actually going to be finding this drop to the left here. Big connections.
Oh,
Loses his base to the top right, but he's getting some good damage here.
mate, he caught Kieran not looking, and at the same time,
He
he's going for a
actually
Bailey counter across the map instead. The Bailey's not going to be finding too much damage here as, oh, never mind. They actually do get into the mineral line.
Okay, 15 workers going to be going down. 17 workers make that. And Cure suddenly looking in not the greatest position.
Yeah, mate, the next time you say, mate, you're an animal, why do you keep trying to catch these players not looking? Look, even Kira doesn't look, okay? Yeah. As the double jump in the main base is looking to try and do some counter damage, the Lings are having a hard time dealing with this, and it looks like Kira is trying to get into that mineral line, but no, there are Bailings waiting for him.
Yeah, that's right, but he's going to be forcing a cancel here over here once again. Mixu's still on 5 bases though, so Cure actually does need to fight his way back into this.
Oh, he really does. His economy is in shambles, and Mixu has found himself in a really nice economic position at the same time. I spoke too soon because the Marine run by gets into a mineral line.
Yeah, beautifully timed run by here. He's going to be dipping on in, trying to even up that economy. The economic situation looking a little bit better for Cure at this point. But all in all, I think Mixu still enjoys a slight lead.
Yeah, he's not in a bad position whatsoever. His 2-2 upgrades are kicking in. He's got his Hive done. +3 is already starting up as well. We're still working with purely Ling Bane, but we're finally going to be diversifying our army. We have some Vipers on the way.
Yeah, Viper's on the way. That's going to be fantastic here. It's going to help deal with these medevacs, and you take out a few of these medevacs and suddenly Cure's army not so mobile, and he has to wait for a few more to build up before he pushes out. But speaking of pushing out, he's going to be looking to put some pressure on the front base. There's no creep here protecting it.
Yeah, there's no creep. There's very little army as well. How good are the mine shots going to be as the Bailings, they connect? Oh, but on a lot of the Marauders.
Yeah, decent trades there for Cure, and Cure is looking to keep applying the pressure here. He's being relentless.
Oh, he really is. As he rotates on over, he's going to be finding the fresh mining base of Mixu, and this hatchery will go down.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to take the fight here as well. He's going to be sniping down those Banelings. Splits back here. A lot of mines going to be pushing on in, and he's just shoving his way on in here. There is way too many mines to be able to be split against.
Oh my god, the mines, they go off. They take down more than half the army of Mixu, and he's hurting right now. He has a good economy. He has a good worker count, but what about the army? What about the Lingbane? What about the Vipers? He needs more as he desperately morphs in some Banelings.
Yeah, and you can see that Cure smells blood here. He's starting to make Liberators just to reinforce this push, and he will be looking to anchor in now.
Yeah, exactly, and I don't know if there's going to be a way for Mixu to really break this position. Baneling's going to be rolling in once again, but the split, the spread is too good.
Yeah, the multitask here, the multi-prong pressure non-stop coming out from Cure is just a little bit too much. We have pressure going in the main. The Marauders trying to take down the space at the front here, and it looks like they will succeed in doing so.
Yeah, the hatchery is going to go down, and now Mixu is knocked down to only 4 bases remaining. Liberators are even coming in. Mine Shot goes off, does connect with some of those Banelings.
Yeah, and that might just be G there as Cure does take out that base. There is barely anything remaining for Mixu. He is going to stick in there and fight it out for a moment, but no, there we go. GG is called.
GG, well played. Cure does take game number 1, but he is no god, as blood was drawn, and he did bleed a little bit. Mixu did fight back.
Yeah, especially after those Bane connections, he was in a pretty scary looking position there for a moment.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing such a great job with the counterattack. He was even able to catch some of the drops, some of the Marines as well, and trade relatively well. So Mixu had his moments, but wasn't enough to overcome Cure in game number 1. But maybe Mixu just needed to warm up a little bit, just needed to shake the rust off and get into game 2.
Okay, so Cure going to be looking to get the win secured here for ABYDOS and take a bit of the pressure off of Nightmare.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be looking to do so. Can he, though? Because Mixu's map of choice is going to be Ancient Cistern.
Okay, so I told you earlier about how I was looking at maps.
Okay, all right. Talk to me. Talk to me.
All right, so
Give me the
ZBT.
numbers. Give me the numbers.
Yeah. I want you to guess what are the 2 worst maps for Terran in ZBT
The 2 worst maps for Terran.
by Liquipedia stats.
Oh god, the worst maps for Terran. I'm gonna say one of them's Ancient. The other, we'll find out after this. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Finnish Zerg player, Mixu.
And in the top right hand of the map for ABYDOS, this is Cure.
Worst for Terran, Ancient, and I'm gonna go with Neo Humanity.
Okay, one of those is right. Neo Humanity is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient is actually the 4th worst.
Oh.
So below Ancient is Altitude.
Uh-huh.
Which is 3rd worst, and 2nd worst is Babylon.
Babylon. Okay. So what you're saying is that Ancient Cistern is a balanced map.
I mean, it's 45%, but the win rates are actually wild. Dragon Scales and Royal Blood are like really heavily Terran favored by these percentages, and Gressman's actually Terran favored as well.
Yeah, I can see that 100%. Yeah. Interesting. It was Hold on. So what was the second worst? What was that one again?
Okay, so Neo was the worst. Babylon was the second
Babylon.
worst.
That's it. Yeah, interesting. I can see that as well. Yeah, Babylon's not too bad for ZBT. I do prefer it. Oh god, but yeah, interesting stats coming in here this far into the map season. What have you done? Why were you looking at these, by the way? What kind of indication were you?
I don't know, I was kind of interested.
Okay.
Dude, Neo Humanity is 40%. I've never seen 40%. When it was like the Zerg map pool, 45% was like the worst.
Oh, so it wasn't the Berserker map pool.
No, this is the Zerg map pool. I told you.
You're an asshole.
But not the maps that I thought, which is a funny thing.
Shake,
I was
shake.
like, oh my god, Grassfat and Dragon Scales, they're so bad.
Shaking my head. Oh god, as we're getting into game number 2 here, Mixu looking to put a point on the board, looking to fight back again. There were moments of brilliance in game 1, but can he make those moments last a little bit longer? Can he make a game out of it? That's the
Yeah, we've got to remember as well that the start in that last game was catastrophic for Mixu, and this game's going a lot better already. He hasn't lost any drones, hasn't lost a tumor. I think he only lost the 1 Ling as well. Gets his 3rd down perfectly on time, so everything already looking much better for Mixu.
Exactly. Like, and to be fair, like again, game 1, shout out to Mixu for maintaining his mental, and there's a reason why his highest stat is the mental. The WTL admins, obviously they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about when they do assign those stats.
You reckon he looks like a young Dav? Am I imagining it?
He does. No, yeah, he does actually. Yeah. Oh my god.
These Zerg players.
David. Did David go to Finland in his youth? Did he? Oh my god.
Oh. Hopefully not too far in his youth.
Oh my god. As we're going to use this, and oh my, speaking of, we do have a very fast lair on the way for Mixu.
Yeah, he's going to be going into 3cc here, so if he is going for a fast Nidus or fast Muter, I think this is probably the build that you're most happy to be seeing, but okay, there we go. I was about to say, I do worry that Cure's going to be going for the Marauders, and that's exactly what he's going to be doing. This is a build that Cure does, it's a build that Hero Marine does as well, and this is something that was on my mind as soon as I saw Viking Liberator in the first game, because that's kind of what this build does. It's a mix-up for Viking Liberator. It's a 3cc Hellbat Marauder, which is quite unusual, and the way that it works is by convincing your opponent that it is going to be Viking Lib.
Yeah, exactly. And like I've seen Cure, in my mind this is the Cure build, but maybe it's because I didn't watch the stream. But yeah,
no,
Cure,
I agree. Yeah,
he does whip this out every now and then, more often than some of the other Terrans, but at the same time Mixu is not going for 2 base layer into Spire, he's going into his own Nidus.
Yeah, this is a Link Queen Nidus, and man, I really feel for Mixu. This is a really bad, this is a really rough build order counter. Even if this was like a 2cc Hellbat Marauder, I feel like it wouldn't be that bad for him. But the fact that it's Hellbat's available and it's 3cc is
Yeah.
just really rotten for him here.
It really is. I mean, Curie's going to have an economy behind this. We do see the Overlord getting in position in the main base for that Nidus, and the Nidus is going to hit first. In an
Uh-huh.
ideal world, Mixu does force Curie to turn around, but I don't know if he will.
Yes, it's actually really awkward timing. Kyo's going to be pretty far across the map when he first hears this Nidus, and he's actually morphed into Hellbats as well, so this could not be hitting at a worse time for him.
Yeah, here we go. Now Cure has to make a decision as the Queens and Lings are flooding into the main base, and here we go. He is not turning around. He's looking to break in and try and force basically a pseudo base trade.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that he's got going for him here is all the Queens are across the map and there's no Banelings, so these Hellbats basically... The Hellbats across the map will not die. Like, the medevac is going to be able to heal them up. The medevac's not going to be going down. But meanwhile, there is so much damage going down, and Mixu is on top of the production.
Yeah, he's camping the production right now. We do have a couple more Hellions on the way, but the Starport goes down. The add-ons are getting denied here, and the Queens are turning back around.
Yeah, the Queens are going to go back because the Nidus is under threat. The Nidus is going to go down, so that means that there is no more potential for Mixu to get these Lings out of here. So it is going to come down to whether he can clean up the base back at home, and he's just not able to do that. As we see in the picture-in-picture, he is losing on both sides here. The Queens were just not enough with those Marauders there.
Every single queen has gone down. There's only a handful remaining here for Mixu, and he just cannot hold on against the Marauder Hellbat of Cure. Likewise, it looks like that one factory does survive. Cure holds onto his main base, and he's doing a lot of damage across the map.
Yeah, but I mean, he has to do a lot of damage. There's still a lot of drones here, and he's lost all his production. Mixu, he is in a rotten spot, but considering how much of the production he's killed and how much mining time he's denying just by spreading this creep here, I think he's still in this.
Is still in this, and we need to kind of take stock here, bearing in mind that Cure does have his third CC fully operational as well, so
Yeah.
he can kind of route his workers over, and that's going to be the kind of big kind of factor to come into play here for Cure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess 3 orbitals isn't really something you can overcome when you're only on 36 workers. And this is why I was saying it's so unfortunate for Mixu that this was a 3cc build. If this was the same situation but a 2cc Hellbat Marauder, I actually think he'd be in a fantastic spot here.
100%, mate. He'd be in such a better economic position, but alas, Cure does have a third orbital up and running. He's getting his production back up and running as well. The pressure is still on Mixu to try and do some more counter damage as he throws down a Roach Warren.
Yeah, really nice decision to go into Roach Warren here. I think Ling Bane, you're not really going to be able to get back into this game from that far behind, especially with Hellbats on the field. So I think it's definitely a very wise decision to go for Roaches now. Just means that he'll be able to keep himself safe back at home, and maybe he can go into some higher tech, go for Infestors, or maybe even to Hive from here to try to turtle this one out.
Yeah, there are definitely different avenues of teching here for Mixu to just try and trade as efficiently as possible, or to try and be as defensive as possible to claw his way back into this. We'll see which option he'll go for, as he's making a handful of roaches here to defend. The Hellions are looking for some more damage. They're looking to threaten that mineral line.
Yeah, Hellion's going to be shocking in, but the defense from Mixu is still pretty good. He does have that spine left over from the early game. Cure, likewise, got the Viking left over from the early game, so he's going to be looking to just clear up all of this map vision of Mixu.
Yeah, exactly. The creep being cleaned up off of our sponsors for the tournament, making sure that they are nice and cleaned up for the broadcast. You'd love to see it. Meanwhile, the Roaches do show away the Hellions for now, and the Roaches have been revealed to Cure.
Okay, so yeah, Rich is going to be revealed, and with that, Cure already starting up some Marauder production.
Oh yeah, Marauders are on the way. The Roach is actually going for a bit of a counterattack here, maybe trying to catch Cure slipping, but he does have Marines as well, so these Roaches, they shouldn't really be finding too much damage to Lings, though. They get into the natural.
But that's Hellbats waiting for them. Fantastic anticipation here from Cure. We'll be able to deny most of this damage. Even sends a Viking. I guess he's not really using the Viking that much, so he's just going to send it to follow those roaches. That's very cute.
They will be able to keep eyes on that, as Cure is going for another push across the map again, just trying to get an eye or stay on top of all this creep spread, shoos away these queens as well. We do have drones on the way. Do we have enough roaches to defend? I am concerned here for Mixu as he goes for a roach counterattack.
Yeah, Rama going to be dipping into the bases. Cure pretty quickly pulls that back. He is going to be looking to push on through with the Marines, with the Hellbats as well. Looks like Combat Shield still quite a ways off, so that's going to make it difficult to trade effectively with the Roaches and Queens here. Mixu doing a good job kiting back, but Cure is just being so aggressive.
He really is. There's only one Marauder in this army, but apparently that is all he needs as he busts into the natural base. He's getting a little bit overstimmed, though. He only has one medevac with his army.
Yeah, you're right. He definitely needs to be careful, especially because that medevac being wounded means he can't really get out of here, but he is just causing so much disruption. He's even starting to focus down the layer here as he goes for a Hellbat attack over there on the natural. All this mining is being disrupted so heavily, but he does throw away a lot of army right now.
He does throw away a little army. On top of that, Mixu actually didn't really lose too many drones. I'm shocked that he only lost a single drone in all of that chaos. He was so quick to pull away, so quick to save his workers.
Yeah, and from here we do see he got that Roach speed. He's getting +1 range as well, so he might be looking to go for a bit of a 1-1 Roach max out or something like that, just to try to put some damage back on the other side of the map.
Also, my apologies. I didn't realize that we didn't have WCS game hard. So he actually has been losing drones. It just hasn't been popping up.
How many?
Look, we can live in ignorance. He has lost no work. It's crazy. He hasn't lost a single drone. Oh my god.
Yeah, neither of them.
Yeah. Oh god, as Mixu is going to be trying to resaturate all of his bases as we speak. He's actually going to be taking into a hive and a Hydra den as well.
Yeah, this can only mean one thing. I think he's going to be going for lurkers here.
The lunkers, Papi, are on the horizon, but can he live long enough to actually make any lunkers? That's the question. Once again, he's going for another Roach run by hitting that third base.
Yeah, these Roach run-bys have been brilliant. Finally, there is a tank set up here to try to deal with that. So Kyo will clean this up, but Mixu is doing a really good job picking the right times to send that in.
And I was counting, he did kill three SCVs across the map, but likewise, the damage is reciprocated here by the shop. He's focusing down the hatchery.
Oh, it's so close, but the transfuse does get back in time. He won't be sacrificing too much of that bio for the dive there, as once again, Mixu catches him not looking.
Oh, he's not looking, Bobby. Another handful of Marines go down, but at the same time is Mixu looking because, oh, there we go. We have a cancel on the southern base, but the Marine Marauder is trading so well.
Yeah, Kyoto started stepping his way on through. We'll be able to threaten that, drop into the main as well. Yep, looks like that is what he's going to be going for. And behind this, he is just comfortably macroing it up, getting that Ghost Academy nice and early as soon as he sees the Hydras as well. So he will be prepared as necessary. He's even going to be able to spot out the Hive as he dips into the main here.
You say spot, I say threaten, but here we go. The Roaches, they do rally back into the main base. There are enough to go toe-to-toe and contend against these Marauders of Cure. As Cure, he's migrating back here. Oh my god!
Oh, the bait is too strong. He realizes that one Marauder is being focused on, and he is going to be able to bait that back. He actually wins his fight in the main, and now the Hive is under threat.
It actually is under threat. Can he do it again? Can he do it for a second time? It looks like there's too many Roaches, but he's focusing down the Hive.
Oh, it's going to get so close. At the same time, he takes down this base to the left-hand side. He is going to be dragging the army back. The Lurkers have arrived. They have hit the field. The Hydra's going to be able to push back the medevacs, but I think he might just dip back into the main and try to take the Hive down.
Yeah, exactly. But he only has one Marine and one Marauder in that drop, so can he pull it off at the same time? Oh, he's going to be losing a lot of units here, but he's still trading quite well against these Roaches. And he did get the hatchery.
Yeah, Kyo recognizing here that he's in such a wonderful economic position is just going to be looking for trades wherever he can get them. Is there enough energy for a transfuse? I think there might just be enough for one. The Hydras are going to get here in time. We even have drones being pulled to try to take down this Marauder, and they're just going to take it down. But we have another base being cancelled to the south here. Kyo is playing whack-a-mole with these bases, and Mixu is struggling to keep up. He just doesn't have the money to get enough army to deal with this.
Exactly, and hey, I'm just thinking of that meme. All of that for a drop of blood. All of that for one Marauder. Like, one Marauder was terrifying. It did go down in the end, but no, there is more where that came from. It looks like this time Cure will get the Hive.
Yeah, he comes back to finish what he has started. Hive going to be going down. Doesn't even pick up here. He's happy just committing the army into this main here. As Mixu going to be going for a counterattack. The Lurk is coming in on this fourth. The fourth is actually an orbital because Cure has no respect. I love that.
Yeah, the greed from Cure is insane. It's disgusting. It's illegal. But you know what? I think he can get away with a couple of illegal things. So we do have the Lurkers getting in range, but the scan is too good. The Lurkers will go down.
Yeah, there's no detection here, so the Ghost can just clean this up.
And they do clean it up in the end. Mixu is on his last legs. He's been fighting valiantly here this game, going toe-to-toe, trading with his opponent, but has just lost too much and hasn't rebuilt his main.
Yeah, Kyoto's so precise with his game plans. They're so well thought out. And as he took down those bases, he realized that he's ahead on money. He can just start trading and trading and trading with the army and takes away the possibility of a massive counterattack by Mixu. Mixu's still going to do his best here, but without the lurker support, especially against these ghosts, this is just going to get minced, pulled apart, and that might just be a GG is called.
GG. Cure takes the 2-0 here for his team, for ABYDOS. Setting themselves up beautifully here as ABYDOS does confirm the win over Berserker eSports.
Oh, I'm gonna need a moment. I need a moment in private. Kyo makes me feel a certain way.
What was it, Poppy? What was it that tipped you over the edge? Was it the snipe on the hive? Was it pulling away the marauder that was being target fired by the army of Mixu?
It's just something about when you see the attack in the main, and then you look over to the one base, and that base is being stimmed down by marauders, and you look over to the base on the other side, and that base is being stimmed down to marauders, and it's just beautiful.
You know, I hear you, and all this is all build up, and then the climax is then we pan over to the bases of Kira, and his third is an orbital. Sorry, his fourth is an orbital.
The fourth is an orbital, and like the ghosts are auto attacking lurkers.
That's that's the power of Terran right there, mate.
But all right, we are going to be seeing our next match. We see Nightmare here with, I believe, what, a point less than Creator? Is that right?
Apparently 1 point less than Creator. Again, this is nonsense. Nightmare has actually been doing really well for himself recently. In the past 2 weeks, he has been able to take down Creator. He took down Solar as well in the ESL Cup Americas. Nightmare has been popping off. He came second place in ESL Cup Americas last week. And yeah, he's going to be coming in as the favorite. But TeebuL is making his debut here in WTL.
All right, so a player that we're quite familiar with here because he did, of course, represent our region most recently in IAM. So this is a player that's a bit more dear to our heart, and he is going to be going up here against Nightmare in the PvP.
I'll be honest, I do confuse a couple of the games between TeebuL and Zane, but I think I do recall them. And yeah, TeebuL, you know, he's a pretty powerful player in his own right. He can be sometimes a little bit cheeky and rely on certain things in certain matchups. The DTs do come to mind for TeebuL quite a bit.
we are 100% going to be seeing a DT cheese in one of these games.
Oh yeah, let's go. It's the signature move, Bobby. It's the signature move. So yeah, it's great to see TeebuL being featured here for Berserker, and we'll see if he can make Nightmare sweat a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. As here we go. We are going to be going to Royal Blood as the first map, and I think this is also a good map for those kind of shenanigans.
Oh yeah, it's not a bad map to proxy something, whether it's a Twilight Council, even a Dark Shrine next to it as well. There are plenty of areas that you can try to hide some tech. So yeah, I do look forward to this as we're going to be loading on in. The players are already ready, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner for Berserker eSports. It is TeebuL.
And in the top right here for ABYDOS, it is Nightmare.
Oh, Asher, have you recovered?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Can you go for a second round?
It's PvP. I'm spent.
Shaking. You're gonna roll over in bed and go to sleep. As interesting setup here, TeebuL. I think the most interesting thing here is that he's obviously using his phone as his camera, but it's like his phone is mounted to the wall, like behind his monitor. Like he is far away.
Oh yeah.
it's like he's playing, but like his monitor is like a wall mounted like TV or something. Like he's on the couch.
It's got like really long wrists.
Yeah. Like, how far away is the phone? It's got to be behind the monitor, right?
There is no monitor.
There you go.
Mate, the rumors about Protoss are true. He's got no screen. He's just playing on an Xbox controller.
There you go, mate. There you go. Oh my god. Shout out to TeebuL. We do see him there. Far in the back. Far in the back over there. And he's gonna need to be far back because again he wants to try to keep his tech hidden already. We have our openers, double gates all around, and both players going for adepts. Let's go.
Actually, it kind of looks like when you have those like speed running halls set up or like
Yeah.
fighting game halls where
Uh-huh.
they're like set up on there's like two chairs in the middle
TRT.
and there's like a TV and then they have
Yeah.
like everyone sat behind them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's speed running Nightmare.
He is speed running WTL right now. We're looking at him, want to see his moves. And TeebuL is opening up Robo first.
Okay, shenanigans ensue.
Oh boy, with this we can get into a fast robotics. Sorry, we can get into a fast bay, or we can go into fast prism as well. If we do see a third gateway thrown down, we can see some 3-gate shenanigans. But before that happens, the adepts are upon us, and we'll see how quick.
Oh.
We have up.
Oh yeah, a little bit of miscontrol here for TeebuL, and that means that these adepts are going to be getting in, and they are going to be putting a lot of damage down on these probes. Looks like probes going down on both sides actually. TeebuL will do the same thing on the other side, so he evens things up. Actually, takes out 3 more workers.
Oh, let's go.
Wow.
6 workers of Nightmare going down, only 3 for TeebuL, so TeebuL does come out ahead in that exchange. And we see him committing to the one base play a little bit longer, but there we go. He does eventually throw down his Nexus. And what is that Robo going to be used for is what I'm curious about.
Yeah, I think he might have just been blind countering an all-in.
Yeah, I mean, with a defensive Robo, you can go into a mortal production in case your opponent is going all in. But we see a Prism on the way, so TeebuL, he wants to keep the pressure up.
Yeah, okay, so this is a pretty standard transition as well, even if you are just going for a safety robo here, where you can just get some pressure of your own on, but Nightmare has a lot of stalkers out on the map, and I think he's hunting for this prism. This could get really dicey. TeebuL might be he'll be in a terrible spot if that gets sniped.
Yeah, he has to be very careful with that War Prism as to keep it secret, keep it safe. Behind this, both players are going for the Twilight Council, is going to be getting into Blink Stalker play eventually. But before that happens, again, Nightmare is vying for that map control. The Adepts, though, they managed to slip by. Oh.
Yeah, TeebuL is threatening with the shades there. Beautifully controlled, though.
Well, they do threaten with the shade. Meanwhile, the Prism is poised to pick up those Adepts and slip them into the main base to look for some more damage. There is no shield battery in the main either. Bear that in mind.
Yeah, there we go. So we do find a gap here, and so those adepts are going to be ferried on in, and looks like it's going to be a little bit of a... Okay, Nightmare does react in time, but he's going to be losing at least one of these probes. Loses a lot of mining time too, and TeebuL's getting one hell of a lot of damage done.
He really is. Even saves the Adepts as well, keeping Nightmare back at home. He's going to be going for a scout. Meanwhile, TeebuL is doubling down. He's going for glaives.
Okay, this is fascinating. A glaives attack in PvP, not something you see every day. And paired up with the Immortals, this is going to pack a punch.
Yeah, this is going to get wild, mate. As we've seen in the past, Adepts, they take a lot of Stalker hits. They are, in a way, kind of tanky units, and they can do quite a lot here to help buffer and support those Colossi. So this is going to get wild. Can Nightmare get eyes on this, though? He did get a full scat off, but he saw the Twilight Council researching. For all he knows, it is Blink.
Yeah, that is going to look a lot like Blink, isn't it? As Nightmare, at least for now, looks like he is none the wiser. He's producing Immortals of his own, but they're actually not going to really do that much against this kind of build. A higher DPS build like that, it's going to be pretty easy for TeebuL to set off those shields and then come back for the Immortals.
Oh yeah, it really will be. It's going to be so difficult for Nightmare to be able to contest against that. We'll see what kind of position he takes. Already he's still being active with the Stalkers, trying to pick up wherever he can, but like once again, he doesn't get the Adepts as they do get into the natural.
Yeah, there we go. So he's going to be pushed back, and TeebuL, the Adept upgrade is going to be finishing up around now. I think it's time for him to pull the trigger as he does go across the map. He's got 4 gates already, a 5th gate being warped in here. Extra pylons as well just to clear up that supply. And TeebuL going to be going to put that question to Nightmare now. And is Nightmare prepared for this? I think Nightmare's going to have 2 Immortals as this hits. He's looking to come out and meet it with the Stalkers as well.
Yeah, which I think is a really wise choice here. He does come across the army. He's going to be able to get eyes on the glaives. He does see those auto attacks as well. He knows what's going on.
Yeah, he sees glaives, but that's only half of the battle here. As you can see, these glaive adepts actually they shred these stalkers so quickly.
They really do, and they're looking for the opportune moment to shade on top of the army, but at the same time, the Immortals are brought forward. The entire reinforcements are brought to the front lines as well. Nightmare, he brings everything to the front lines.
Oh boy, and this is a terrifying looking army for TeebuL. 3 Immortals have finished up. We do have the Adept Shade threatening to go into the main. 2 of those going to be split off. They are very low though, but this does pull Nightmare way out of position, and I think he can jump on the battery now. Is TeebuL going to jump on the battery?
Oh, is he gonna do it? For the time being, he doesn't pull the trigger. He does bide his time instead. We have another Weapon of Adepts on the way. He does have a Dark Shrine on the way as well.
Yeah, okay, so TeebuL just kind of pushing back and forth. We do have a few sentries going down. They are going to be trapping this one Immortal, but TeebuL can commit to this fight, and this is actually going to backfire a little bit for Nightmare.
Yeah, it looks like one of his Immortals is exposed. The Prism will be able to save the Immortal for TeebuL as well. He takes the better fight.
Yeah, and with that, the shield battery overcharge has been committed, and it's Nightmare that's going to be committing to the fight. He jumps on top of that Adept before the Shades can finish up, and oh, it looks like he's just got a little bit too much here when it comes to the Stalkers. It's going to be so close, but Nightmare has the 3rd base.
He does have the 3rd base. He has the highest Stalker count as well. The Adepts are falling one after another. What a decisive, aggressive blink there from Nightmare as well to shut down that Prism, to deny the warp in, and Nightmare just shuts down the push.
Yeah, GG. Nightmare takes that one down, but TeebuL with some promising moves there, and he did look to get the best of the early game at least.
Yeah, in the early game, he wasn't looking too bad at all. The follow-up was going to be surprising as well, but alas, he wasn't able to break the defenses of Nightmare. His scouting was too on point. He was able to prepare in time, and luckily for Nightmare, he had some Immortals on the way. He had quite a large Stalker count as well. He had an army to hold.
Yeah, I mean, he did a pretty good job just getting there. I'm not sure if he would have been able to break the defenses of Nightmare when he can't quite see them from back there.
Yeah, that's why you have to wear your glasses, Bob. You have to wear your glasses.
Maybe that's why he's doing it.
Yeah, maybe that would make a lot of sense. The other thing that unfortunately we didn't get to see in that game is the Dark Shrine finished. We didn't really get to see them warped in. I don't recall if there was an observer in the main fight. If there was an observer there at the natural, would have been fun to have seen them come into play in some way, shape, or form. But alas, the game ended before that could really happen. So maybe that's what we're going to start with in game 2.
Yeah, I think the observer of his observer got cleared up at one point before he pushed in. Nightmare cleared out the observer that was near his base, so okay. I guess he didn't really want to spend any robo time rebuilding that and then trying to snipe the observer.
There you go. That would make a lot of sense, but that's why you gotta make the Dark Shrine faster before they get a robo, right?
I mean, I think he might do that this game.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling here and now. It's going to be on Dragon Scales, a smaller map to be fair, but still plenty of places for boxes this morning. In the top left-hand corner for Berserker eSports, the Pakistani Protoss, it is TeebuL.
And in the bottom right-hand corner for ABYDOS, this is a Nightmare. Yeah, PvP, mate. Best enjoyed from a distance.
You don't want to get too close, Papi. You can sometimes be too stinky, Papi. Too stinky.
PvP? The smell of cheese?
Yeah, because of the cheese. Yeah.
Embrace the cheese light.
could do with some cheese.
I mean, the light build's a cheese.
It's nobody told you it's a macro build, safety build, Pappy.
It's a cheese.
It's safe. What do you mean? It's only a cheese because you don't drone behind it.
Like, what are these probes doing to each other?
Oh,
I think the red probe likes it. The blue one, he's not sure.
I like it. Oh. See, why don't SCVs do this?
They drill.
Yeah.
They don't kiss, they drill.
Oh, they just get right to it.
Yeah. No lube.
It's gas stealing. Oh my god.
As TeebuL going to be gas stealing here, and that's already a bit suspicious. Normally, when someone's gas stealing you, it does raise suspicions that you might be getting rushed because it's going to be delaying key tech like a Stargate or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So I wonder what's going through Nightmare's mind. I wonder what's going through TeebuL's mind as well. As for the time being, the Zelts are being forced out. Both players are setting up for a gate expand, but they still have to deal with these pesky probes, keeping an eye on things and getting up close and personal with the other probes.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a Zealot being forced out on both sides here, but already you can see Nightmare, he isn't going to quite have the gas that TeebuL is going to have available, and I wonder if that's going to lead us into DTs here.
I wonder as well. We can see TeebuL moving out with a handful of units, going to be clearing up some of those probes, trying to clear up any of that detection. TeebuL does go for a Twilight Council opener. We have one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. 100%.
It's gotta be, right? It has to be, right?
Yeah. There's no shot it's not. I mean, the gas steal just makes no sense if it's not DTs.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. We'll see if Nightmare can piece it together. We'll see if TeebuL is teasing us or if he does give us what we all desire.
Yeah. He wouldn't do that to us.
Yeah?
He's going to give you what you want.
And there it is. The Dark Shrine is thrown down. So the clock is ticking. Nightmare, is he going to have detection available in time? Is he going to be able to scout this as well? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Nightmare did make a couple of sentries, so he will have hallucinations available to him. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, there we go. The sentry is there at the natural. We'll be able to scout in time there.
Like, only the best for you. When I say it, they're going to show you a... When I should say TeebuL's going to show you a good time, he's going to show you a good time.
You're going to make it. You'll make him.
I'm the Scarface in this situation. As we do see charge going down behind this, so TeebuL, he is going giga all in. We do have a hallucination scout coming out across the map. I don't think there's another stalker in the main here of TeebuL, so he's not going to be able to deny that, but it might not matter. I don't know if there's enough time for Nightmare to do anything about this. He does push back the stalkers, though.
He does take down one of the stalkers in the middle of the map. He's looking to take down the second stalker as well. Hallucination does confirm the Dark Shrine on the way. But as you were saying, we don't have a Robo, we don't have a Forge, we don't have a Stargate, we don't have detection for Nightmare.
Yeah, there's no Robo, and there's still no Robo.
There is still... Did he not click it? Uh-oh.
I don't think he saw it properly.
Oh no, the DTs are being warped in across the map at the same time. Nightmare, he doesn't care because he's across the map himself, trying to focus down and push into the natural.
Yeah, but I mean, we could just have a defensive DT and it's eventually going to clear these up. I mean, Nightmare can't micro this forever.
That's what you think. It's the DTs. They get on top of the Robo and they will get a kill, not a cancel on the Robo. At the same time, we do have those stalkers across the map. Overcharges being forced. Probes are falling for TeebuL, but soon to be falling for Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really Nightmare can do here. He's trying to make a forge so he can get a cannon, but he's having to send all of his probes across the map here. He's got enough minerals for a Nexus, so he could potentially get up a Nexus and get up a cannon at that Nexus. Looks like for now, he's mainly just trying to save the probes. Man, I don't know. I don't think that Nightmare necessarily has a win condition here unless you can kill a lot more probes.
Yeah, exactly. We have a cannon on the way, but is it going to finish here? If it doesn't, there's a Robo as well. Nightmare is losing all of his units. He's losing a lot of probes. Nightmare, he's on the ropes.
Where's the cannon?
I don't
know.
know.
The cannon's over here.
Oh, it's protecting the Robo.
To protect the Robo. I don't think that's good enough.
We'll see though, because we also have a couple of reps in the main base of TeebuL as well. Probes are falling. TeebuL has lost so many more workers compared to Nightmare. Nightmare trying to preserve his own worker count as well. Is it going to be enough?
Yeah, all the pylons going to be going down. I think TeebuL should maybe go for the Nexuses here. We are going to be having that rover finishing up, and we will have an observer coming out after that. TeebuL's just going to be looking to take out all of these pylons first, and we have a few more DTs. Oh, the DTs, they find the cannon.
Oh, they do find the cannon. One of them almost goes down. The robo is now done, and Observer is being chronoed out. But as the Observer gets chronoed out, oh my god, we even have an overcharge to save the pylon!
Yeah, Overcharge going to be going down. That Overcharge can help out this base as well. He's going to be looking to take down the bases. There's not enough money for another Nexus. I mean, no, TeebuL, sorry, can't really know that. But if he did know that, my goodness.
Yeah, he could have gone for the bases. He could have gone for the next side. Observer has arrived. Oh, more probes are going to be going down here at the natural. Finally, Nightmare has control of his own natural base, soon to be his main, but TeebuL is still far ahead.
The Nexus in the main goes down, so he is down to one at Nexus. That is a huge blow for Nightmare. It does look like, oh, and the Robo is going to be depowered as well.
Wow, the DTs are too much, Papi. They were scouted, but I guess Nightmare, he wasn't looking. He wasn't paying attention to what was seen in the main base, and now TeebuL is miles ahead. He's going for Blink. He's going for his gateways. He's going for a Blink Stalker timing.
Yeah, going for a robo of his own here, and with his superior economy, I think this is just going to be elementary. He should be able to go for that prism, go for just a few more stalkers here, even morphing in that Archon, and there's just no way that Nightmare's going to have enough to defend this.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to have a shield battery. He's going to have an overcharge back at home. There's a world where, in an ideal scenario, maybe TeebuL pushes up a ramp into a concave, but even then, like, how many units are we going to have to work with? Like, how much of an army is Nightmare going to have?
Yeah, I mean, Nightmare, what's he got now? He's got 4 stalkers at a sentry, and he just has to pump probes. He has to try to get that Nexus back up in the main. He really just can't afford to make too many more stalkers from here.
You know what he can't afford? A hallucination. TeebuL shows up, walks into a Colossus, and leaves.
True.
I'm just thinking of a way that TeebuL will somehow turn away from this. Is it possible? He's moving out with his army. He's got Archons. He's got Stalkers. He's got a massive army. Nightmare has almost nothing.
You should be able to hallucinate an observer. That would be so cool.
That would be insane. Oh my god. The mind games. So here we go. We blink on into the main base. Overcharge is being forced. The boys are being pulled, but GG gets called.
GG, and we get the full body pop off. I think it's just like a really fish-eyed camera, actually.
It's hard to say, Bobby. It's hard to say. It's GG, well played. TeebuL does it for himself, does it for his team, for Berserker eSports. He puts a point on the board. He fights back against Nightmare.
Yeah, there we go. So not going to be going home empty-handed. TeebuL takes a game off Nightmare, and that is definitely something to be happy about. And there we go. That is going to be the end of things. ABYDOS takes the 5-1, so a bit more of an expected result compared to what we saw earlier tonight with Starving Camels almost taking the series over Basilisk. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, if you tuned in a little bit later, I highly recommend you check out the VODs of SSLT versus Basilisk, because they almost won the entire thing. It went down to the ace match, and the ace match itself was so damn close. Oh my god, it was an insane series. And likewise, shout out to Berserker eSports as well, because they had some good performances by Mixu, Spatz, and TeebuL as well, where it wasn't enough to overcome their opponents, but nonetheless, they were able to prove themselves. And hey, even TeebuL took a game off of Nightmare.
Yeah, that was really impressive. So we saw a good few upsets, but there we go. We do see the matchups for the next week, and that is going to be it for tonight. I hope everyone had a wonderful time. That was such a fantastic first series, especially.
Oh, it really was. And oh boy, yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Hope everyone had a great time. This was day 1 of World Team League this week. We have 2 more days ahead of us of StarCraft action, so make sure to mark your calendars. Make sure to show up here tomorrow for day number 2 of World Team League. I'm going to be covering that alongside Yaku of the Zaku, as we have quite a lot going on tomorrow. We have the KSL, Inter Rice Cup, into WTL.
Yeah, there we go. So plenty of StarCraft for all you StarCraft fans. So keep it. What's the word? What do people say?
Keep it real.
Keep it. No, not. When it's like keep it right here at the CranKy Ducklings. I was gonna say keep it glued to the CranKy Ducklings, but that's definitely not the term.
Keep it glued. Keep it. What? Keep it on.
Okay.
Keep it off.
Instead of finding the actual phrase, I'm gonna paint a picture.
Okay.
You know when you go to like those really fancy places and they have like cloak where you like bring your jacket and you give it to like a person who's like in like a big walk-in wardrobe and you pay them like $2 or something and you give them your blazer or your like suit jacket or whatever and they keep it for you.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna need everyone to do is I'm gonna need you to cloak your pants. I'm gonna need you to cloak your pants here at the CranKy Ducklings. So you can't leave. You just have to stay and you have to watch all the StarCraft.
So as you were talking about the closet with the coats, I was about to interrupt you and say, "Oh, so I put my pants in there," but I didn't want to sidetrack you. I didn't want to take away from your story, but you went there anyway.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. So you heard him, everyone. Pants off. Hand him over as you don't get him back until the weekend is over because we have plenty more plenty more StarCraft to come. And I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Hope everyone had a great time. I know I did. And yeah, Asher, do we have a stream this weekend? Do we have a stream? Talk to me, Pat. Talk to me.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
I was just thinking about it. Not at this point, but if I feel like it, I'll do it.
Okay. The exclamation mark AsherBro in the chat if you want a link to Asher's Twitch channel. He does.
Oh, actually.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Because there's a Diablo 4 server slam. So I'll stream some of that.
Oh, there you go. Some D4. If you want some of that D, head on over to Asher's channel. He's got you covered. He's going to be streaming over on his Twitch. Maybe some ladder at some point as well if you're interested. Asher is a Terran player, and yeah, some pretty good StarCraft over there. Pretty good stuff.
How about you, Let? I don't think you'll be able to stream this weekend, but when you do stream.
No. Lat_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I do stream throughout the week. I try to anyway when we aren't so busy casting, and I should have a couple of days free to stream next week. A couple of days of the week. So follow me there if you're interested. Otherwise, follow us on the CranKy Ducklings because we have StarCraft all over the place. Tomorrow, we have 3 broadcasts, as I mentioned earlier. We have KSL, into Rice Cup, into WTL. The day after that, we've got the Tenacious Total Tussle and more WTL action. So, again, if you're a fan of StarCraft, this is a place to be.
You're leaking StarCraft. It's getting everywhere.
I feel like if I'm leaking, I'm like trying to hold it back. I'm not holding anything back, Papi. It's all coming out. Oh, I'll cream you. That's
You're like a sponge at a car wash. You know when they have the sponge and like the soap's just like dripping off it. I'm the car wash person as well, by the way. I'm wearing no pants.
I thought you were gonna say that you're the car.
No, Chat's the car.
Okay, Chat's the car, and
I'm squeezing out all your StarCraft passion onto them.
Oh,
they're gonna be clean from the passion.
Oh no. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll see you guys in we'll see you guys in 11 hours. 11 hours from now, we're going to be live with the KSL. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.